had it in us. I mean, I think we've shown throughout the first 4 games that we'll play to the end. And I think it was a complete total team win, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, I just saw Tank in there and I said, geez, man, if you don't do that, it's a lot harder. So, big players, play big at big times. And I think our guys stepped up today when they needed to.
Brian, behind 28-3 at one point.
What's that?
Behind 28-3 at one point, what are you telling guys?
We've been here before. I mean, we were here 3 or 4 weeks ago against Pittsburgh. So let's just go out and do one play at a time, and don't look at the scoreboard. Just play until the clock says 0.
Brian, even on the drives where you guys went for it on 4th and didn't convert, you still moved the ball.
Yeah.
Were you surprised to see them sneak it on 4th down and not punt you down to your end zone?
Maybe that shows that they were afraid for us to go back on the field. They didn't want our offense back out there. They wanted to see if they could just finish it right there.
But to leave you 42 yards away?
No, I know. I mean, but I think that's a risk you're willing to take if you feel like you can't stop an offense. And like you said, other than times where we go for on 4th down and miss, and I think we were had our way with them. And there was just times where we didn't convert when we needed to.
What are you thinking when you go out and go 42-yard line?
Let's win. We got plenty of time, and we don't have to get in 2-minute mode. I mean, before that, I'm sitting there overthinking, like, okay, we're going to get the ball back at 1:58 with no timeouts, maybe 1 timeout left, and then they go for it, and your whole mentality changes. You can play your normal offense for the most part, and I think we did a good job of that.
Did you say anything to Benjamin after the drop punt to keep him in the game, and then he came back and scored 2 touchdowns for you?
I don't recall. I think Trav's, my relationship with Trav goes back to when we were both rehabbing our ACLs. And, I love the guy to death because he's quiet, but he was one of the guys that texted me over the bye week and said, hey man, we're better than this. I'm sitting here watching these games, we can win this league. To see a guy who doesn't talk all the time, but sends you a text message like that and shows how much it means to him, I have a lot of faith in him, and like I said, our relationship really grew as we rehabbed together.
What were you thinking after you first? You got away with the 1 interception, and then you threw another one.
And I thought it was just as good as a punt. And that play call was we were trying to take a shot. And I thought if anything, maybe the guy misplays it or Hawk outruns him, and worst case scenario, they're down by the whatever it was, the 20-yard line.
So go through the touchdown, go through the touchdown play, the pass, what your read is, all that kind of stuff.
Well, we on the play like that, we figured they're either going to all-out blitz us or 3-man rush us. And right away, I could tell it was a 3-man rush. I saw Sean Phillips get open. Usually with that, you're never going to hit a play on schedule. So it was kind of a scramble drill without the scramble. And our guys, it's something we worked on throughout the week, especially in the red zone. And Trav made a great move in and out, kind of similar to Pittsburgh when he scored. And I thought I overthrew him when I first threw it, but he got up, grabbed it, got his feet down, and made a great play.
Brian, can you put into words just how great it feels to engineer? I think this was the biggest comeback in Browns history, and
I was just good to win, and I think like we said in there when we broke it down, let's just win one by 2 touchdowns 1 week and not get everybody a heart attack. So it is, I think, when you win in this fashion, kind of just crazy. People, it's great to always win, but to win coming back and know that you battled your butt off is a great feeling.
And what does it do for your mentality? We talked about, you guys hadn't won a road game since last September in Minnesota, and you talked about weathering the storm and all that, and it came in handy.
Yeah, I think, we came out flat. It was kind of, it's a quiet stadium. We stayed on Eastern time, but you're playing at noon. It's a little bit different schedule, and I think, I can speak for myself. I felt like we came out a little flat, myself especially. The first sack, it's an easy look, and I just had a brain fart and didn't re-mic the play. And once we get things going, we see what we're capable of. And when you win on the road, or you play on the road, you'd like to come out and play and start fast and maybe try to take the crowd out of it. But you know what? We fought through and got the win.
Brian, in the third quarter, you guys were moving the ball, but you weren't getting a lot. Was that disappointing? And did you want to maybe be the competitor go for some of those ones instead of field goals?
Well, I think we did go for some, and we didn't.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. No, I think like I said, we moved the ball, and then at times where we needed to pick something up, we didn't, and it's frustrating because it's something that we try to emphasize. Third, even 4th down conversions, and so it's disappointing. But like I said, winning in this fashion, it makes you feel pretty good.
Brian, the Browns have a lot of history, the kind of bad history that we're into recently, and like you mentioned in the road, we saw them falling behind. What does this game, do you think, do for that?
Well, first of all, winning. Being 2-2 as opposed to 1-3 is huge, I think, and I think you know, in the same fashion when we lost at Pittsburgh, we had some momentum and we need to carry that over this week. You know, celebrate it tonight and realize who's coming to town next Saturday. Or Sunday, I mean.
That first touchdown to Benjamin, did you know you were going to be able to get out of that sack? And then
No, I think that was a play where our up-tempo offense gets their defense so tired. Usually when you come out there and it's that thing, that coverage or play for the defensive end's right at the field and you have to throw it quick. But he was so tired, I think, and he kind of just shuffled along with me that I was able to pull up, and then I saw Travis just spring open in the end zone.
On that
I
boot,
thought I overthrew him on that one too.
I'm sorry. On that boot, it seemed like that one guy was staying home a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
more so than.
Well, I think, you know, what we did against Pittsburgh, a lot of people saw the tape and realized that that's a big part of our no-huddle offense. So, you know, knowing Ray, I'm sure he saw that on tape and prepared those guys.
Did you notice the impact Tate had on the game? Is there a difference?
Yeah, no doubt. I think having a guy who's experienced back there, especially in the pass game, you know, he helped tremendously. And I don't know what his stats were, but I thought he ran the ball really well too.
Do you feel like that there were tons of Browns fans? I mean, could you
Yeah,
tell?
no doubt. And even when we scored the last touchdown, I mean, the stadium is going crazy, and you know, our fans travel really well, and to see that support is great.
The fourth down pass that got batted.
Yeah.
Was Cameron is open.
Yeah, it was a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
it seemed like there were a lot of flags. You know, Joe Thomas gets one, which is unusual. I mean, did it feel different as far as guys?
I think
pushing
it started
each other?
with, you know, our hit on Locker, and you know, they have some feisty guys. Bernard Pollard, you know, I think it's known throughout the league that he's, you know, a feisty type guy, and on that play, you know, when you throw an interception, people are getting laid out. I mean, so we saw it in the Washington and Philly game. People are going for the quarterback, they're going for, you know, blocks, you know, to help their guys set up. So I think that was just kind of a crazy moment, but thank God they held Miles on that play.
You really just boil down the greatest comeback in Browns history to say it's nice to just win.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I think winning cures all things, and like I said, to be 2-2 rather than 1-3, regardless of what fashion you won it in, is great. And just build on this momentum and know that the Steelers are coming to town.
Do you feel like you guys are, you know, bringing that feeling back, the excitement back to Cleveland, the Browns, the fans, you know, the...
Yeah, I think our fans will be excited. Hopefully, you know, none of them are at the ER right now. It's just great to see a group of guys who will never quit, and you know, no matter what situation we're in, we're going to fight to the end, and when you do that, you know, good things happen. So it's a great group of guys in that locker room, and like I said, after Pittsburgh, even though we lost, I'll take that group against any group any day of the week.
How much of this does go back to that second half against Pittsburgh? I mean,
I think if anything, it's just like, hey, we've been here before, and we crawled back, but let's, you know, come all the way back this time.